Mary meet Sagittarius. Sagittarius sun sign, rising sign, and or moon sign. This is a 2-week reading for all Sagittarius starting today, the 14th of August, 2024. This is Ariel and we are streaming live on YouTube and on Twitch. Moderating on YouTube are the lovely Diane and the lovely Vanessa. Moderating on Twitch is the lovely I Am Her Eminence. Thank you so much, moderators. And thank you, Sagittarius and friends of Sagittarius, for joining us today. Today I'm reading with this Joie de Vivre Tarot by Paulina Cassidy. And I've already purified with some Florida water. And you can find links to both of these products right in the video description of this video on my YouTube channel. Thanks so much for being here, Sagittarius. If you're watching this live and you don't feel like watching all of the shuffling I'm going to do, you can use the timestamps right in the video description to get right to the reading. If you are on YouTube, please make sure you like the video, subscribe to the channel, and hit that notification bell. If you're on Twitch, please make sure you follow us on Twitch. You can watch on Twitch without any ads when you subscribe to us there. If you'd like to give a donation, you can do that by going to paypal.me/arielgatoga, paypal.me/arielgatoga. If you're on YouTube, you could use a super sticker, super chat, or super thanks if you feel like giving a donation, staying right on the platform. We do appreciate your support. This does go out to a lot of Sagittarius, this reading, so if for some reason it's not landing for you, don't force things. It may just not be meant for you. In that case, check out the zodiacal readings for your other signs. And remember that we have a daily reading for all signs every day, Wednesday through Sunday. And you can find the most recent of the tarot streams right on our website, arielscorner.com. arielscorner.com. Just click on that free online tarot readings link in the main menu. Just as a reminder, I do not read with card reversals, so that's why you'll see me flipping cards right side up. It's just how I happen to prefer reading these days. And it's just as valid as using reversals. Neither one is better or worse than the other. All right, let's see here. I'm going to just shuffle maybe 2 more times for you. Then I'm going to take then I'm going to give this deck a nice clean cut. And we will see what's in the cards for all you gorgeous Sagittarius. All right, let's see. We start out with the 7 of Wands, followed by the 3 of Swords, and then the 8 of Wands. Okay, the 3 of Swords is saying that some of you are going through some pain, loss, suffering of some sort right now, and it appears to be very temporary. It appears like it's going to be ending very soon and very quickly, whatever this is, if you're experiencing that. It seems like you're in the midst of an upgrade. And sometimes when we have an upgrade in the midst of there can be several things depending on you. This could just be part of something else completely that has nothing to do with the upgrade and you just are going through this. But sometimes it's what the old Christian scientists used to call chemicalization, which is actually a magical phenomenon when you are having some kind of healing, that it brings up the opposite of whatever it is. So if you're doing something for self-love and you start to really experience that self-love and self-acceptance, all of those ideas of self-hatred and self-denial come to the surface so that they can be released. And so it's a type of spiritual detox that we go through. So that is very possibly what many of you are going through, is this detox. But the good news, like I said, is it's quick. It's not a long-term thing. Don't get stuck there, because it looks like it's just this 8 of Wands is a very swift and complete ending. So whatever you're going through now, it's very possible for many of you that it needed to come up to get released. And as you let it go and you notice it for what it is and you don't hang on to it, it's gone like that. It really is no long big process. It's not something you have to process, actually. You just let it go. Just recognize when stuff comes up for us that is being released, the only thing we're required to do is decide that we don't want to keep it. That's our only job. The rest of it's taken care of for us. It's just a natural release. You don't have to do anything about it. You don't have to banish it. You don't have to force it away. You just have to decide, I don't want to keep that, and then it's gone. Okay, 3 of Wands, Hermit, and 4 of Swords on this top panel here. Okay, so when I'm looking at this 7 and 3 together, the 7 is Venus, 3 is Saturn. This is a very positive Saturn. And those two planets are both very, believe it or not, feminine. A lot of times people don't see Saturn as a feminine planet, but it rules Binah, which is the Great Mother. So this is the goddess in two of her phases here. And one's an upgrade, and the other one is a slow and steady increase. So it's a slow and steady increase in what you're doing as far as work, and this major upgrade also in work. They're both wands. So your work, your career, your job, your business, whatever's important to your creative work, whatever's important work to you, it's really, really happening right now. And so the one thing too is especially if you're an artist, sometimes what happens with artists when they are doing well and they are getting very inspired, going through painful experiences is part of the creative process too. And that's not obviously for everybody on this reading, but that's another thing to recognize. Just let it go through. Just think of yourself like an actor. You're not going to hang on to that. You're just noticing that so that you can create about it. You can write about it. You can write, if it's a novel, you can write about that experience, or if it's a song, you can sing about that experience, because it's a type of healing that's going on. And if your artistic work is a healing type of modality, then other people who see or hear or read that are going to be healed as well by going through it. So that's also what sometimes this Three of Swords can mean in regards to this work upgrade. Okay, it's not for everybody, but just keep that in mind. Okay, so the Hermit card is saying it's so important in the midst of all of this right now, because it's very good what's happening, but like I said, there's some pain that some of you are dealing with, to listen to that inner guidance and not make up your own mind about what it means. Sometimes it's so easy to look at something and it's obvious what it means. It means that he's an ass or whatever. It means she hurt me or whatever. But keeping an open mind and listening to that inner guide to recognize that there's a deeper meaning behind it, and that it's going to be easier for you to let it go if you don't keep assigning labels to it. If you let go of the labels, if you just let it be. I think we talked about this a couple readings ago. If you just let it be energy in your body, whatever the pain is, whatever the emotional pain is, especially if you notice it as sensations of energy in your body, and that you're not labeling it, you're not calling it sadness, you're not calling it pain, you're not calling it anything, but you're just letting your higher guide you through it and guide you out of it. Okay, so this Four of Swords and the Eight of Wands. The Four of Swords is protecting you against whatever this is happening to you again. And again, it's not protecting like barring it away. You're not forcing something away. You're disengaging with it. Once this has resolved, then it's up to you to not engage with those internal conflicts in the future, especially memories of whatever this is. Don't allow your mind to say, oh, remember when I was so upset, and remember how bad, oh yeah, that's right, she is a jerk. You don't want to do that. You want to disengage from it once it's gone, if it tries to return. And like I said, this Eight of Wands is the promise of a swift and complete removal of something, or ending of something. And it's this Three of Swords experience. So in the midst of it, when we're experiencing it, the Three of Swords seems like the most important thing in the world. It's the star of the show. And when it ends, it needs to be over. It needs to be ding dong, the witch is dead. I mean, it needs to be completely over, and no more trying to revive it, in your mind. Like, oh no, I'm not quite done with that. I need to process that more. No, you don't. You don't need to process that more. The quicker, the better you can resolve this. The quicker, the better. Okay, so let's see some other relationships here. We've got swords here. Okay, let's look at these three wands here. The Three of Wands, the Seven of Wands, the Eight of Wands. So these three parts of your career, your work, etc. These are all Venus, Saturn, and Mercury. And so what Mercury does, Mercury is the communicator. Mercury is also the kind of the shapeshifter. And what's going to probably happen as a result of all of this is you're going to notice that as whatever this pain is that dies, that your work starts to change in the way that it manifests for the better. So for some of you, that means a lot of new work, new clients, and that kind of thing. And then like I said, if it's creative work, you're going to have probably an increased output of high quality work, whether it's your novel that you're working on or whatever it is. An increase in the output of very high quality work is indicated here as well. Okay, so we have one trump card, and then we have these two swords. So you have two suits and a trump card. So the two suits are swords and wands. The swords, other than the three of swords and the four of swords, when they work together, especially because they're sequential, it's telling you, again, very, very succinctly, that when the pain is gone, when you've resolved this, it's up to you to leave it alone, and to not try to pick it up again, not try to pick it up and make it happen again. I think the star in the crown of the reading is this trump card, and that's the Hermit card. The Hermit is that inner guide, that light bearer, the one that leads you where your soul needs to be. And if you can follow that light and not listen to all of the raucousness of the pain that some of you might be going through, like I said, stop labeling it as pain, stop doing anything except for experiencing it as energy, and listen to this inner guide. And listen to that inner guide lead you not only out of the pain, but into this next very important phase of your life, and not bring this pain in with you, which is what that Four of Swords is saying. It's like barring the door. It's like, don't bring it into the next phase with you. Because for many of you, that's what's been happening, is the pain colors the next thing, and then the pain colors the next thing, and then the pain colors the next thing. And even though you have some nice times and some success, you've got this sort of dull undercurrent of and what you want to do is get rid of that dull undercurrent of completely. And you do that by listening to that guide, by listening to this Hermit. So the Hermit does have its own meditation that you may want to listen to. Since you've got 2 whole weeks of this reading, you may want to listen to it right away if you have time. And it's called Working with Your Inner Guide. And you can find all the tarot meditations by following the link in the video description of this very video on YouTube channel. This is a wonderful reading, Sagittarius. You're doing so well. Huge upgrades. I'm sorry that you're going through, many of you, not all of you, I don't think this is for everybody, but many of you are going through some pain right now. In retrospect, it's going to be no big deal. In retrospect, it's going to be a blip, because it's ending so completely and so quickly. And it's up to you not to ruminate over it once it's over. It's just to let it go, let it be gone. Again, not suppressing the memory, not like faking it, like that it didn't happen, but not indulging in it again and bringing it back up like we all can do from time to time, and listening instead to this inner guide. Let the inner guide help you with decisions that seem inconsequential just as well as the big ones. Don't differentiate. Let yourself get into the habit of what's next. What's your recommendation here? What do I do here? What do I do there? And start really learning how to live intuitively on all levels, not just the quote important levels, but everything. Intuitively about, what do I make for dinner tonight? What clothes am I going to wear today? What do I do about this major problem? It's all the same. So living intuitively is the name of the game for this reading, this Hermit card crowning the whole thing. Wow, what a beautiful reading. You're doing great. Thank you so much for spending a little time with me, and thank you so very much to the amazing moderators Diane, Vanessa, and I Am Her Eminence. And we will see all you Sagittariuses in 2 more weeks. Until then, blessed be.